Hello, Leo. Welcome to Alchemy. My name is NiJiLL, and you have found your August 2025 reading. Now, I don't know if you watched your summer 2025 reading, but these cards were pulled from that reading. As promised, I re-pulled them and built a reading around them. I do invite you, in particular, Leo, to listen to that reading. The reading was probably only 10 minutes long, but the August section of that reading was very interesting. And I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but I will summarize it a little bit to refresh your memory. Here you have the messages, dreams. This could be actual dreams, things that happen in your sleep, or it actually could be messages you're receiving from a higher source. And those messages could come while you're sleeping, when you're at your most relaxed and open. Very well could be. And what is your higher? It could be your higher self. It could be your higher power, God, the angels, anything like that, whatever, or, just the universe at large, anything you believe in. So just look for messages in the month of August. I'm going to move some of the stuff here out of the way and take it one row at a time. Now, this card in particular was fascinating. Fascinating. So this is a card called Time in this deck. And this is an alternate card, believe it or not, for the Hermit card, which is the card of Mercury / Virgo in this deck. Even in this deck, it is Mercury. And when I first saw this picture, that's like the furthest thing from Virgo that I could possibly, fathom in my head. This is actually taken from a painting. And I did some research. I go into the whole thing on your summer reading. I bring up pictures of the research I did and everything else. Very, very interesting, I'm just saying. So this is a painting, this is a depiction of a painting called Saturn Devouring His Children. And it's the explanation, I'm just going to sort of touch on it a little bit so you're not lost. The explanation is about perhaps a parent trying to avoid a prophecy, right? Something that they dread, right? It could be a conflict between an older person and a younger person, or it just could be crossroads energy. Either way, it could be crossroads energy. Getting to that crossroads, those rites of passage that people go through. But this is a fascinating, fascinating card. So I really do invite you to go and listen, even if you just listen to August, okay? Here you have, first card up is the moon, and the moon is pure Cancer energy, and it is hidden agendas, right? So there is something hidden here, something that this literally could be coming from a parent, could be. It could very well could be from someone around you, or it could just be you being very Neptunian and looking at things with rose-colored glasses instead of in the reality of the sun, which is your card. You're in the moon energy now, which is a little uncomfortable for Leo, I have to tell you. Now, you might have, this is the card of Cancer, so you might have strong Cancer placements, and if that's the case, then you're comfortable in both energies, which is a pretty interesting situation here. You do have here the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is Saturn and Libra energy. And the Queen of Swords is a very fair person. Don't get hung up on sexes. It is a general reading. This could be you, whether you're male or female. This could be someone around you. It is a fair person who is well-balanced, a good communicator, and definitely someone who is balanced between their heart and their mind, trying to like that sword is logic, it's truth, holding that sword, trying to figure out what is true. Okay, you do have the Knight of Cups, and these larger cards, when they come in reverse, I only take them upright, but I do take note of them when they come in reverse, and this particular card did in your summer reading. So here you have the Knight of Cups, which is Venus and Pisces energy, and you may be wary, like this is an offer, right? And this offer could be love-based, because you see that cup. It could be an explanation. It could be an offer of a truce. It could be a job offer. It could be anything like that. But there is an offer here, right? And being that it came in reverse first, you were probably wary of it. Your first inclination was not to believe it, not to take it at face value. Maybe it's not satisfying. This may be spirit telling you to be wary of such an offer, or to reconsider a path. Could be. You have these cards. You have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a great card. Mercury and Virgo energy, that is long-term success. It looks like you have more than one thing going on here. So there is success energy here on the table, long-term success. Damn, I hate when I do this. I'm so sorry. Here, let me put this back. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is it's success. It's new rooted energy. It's stability. It is roots that start to take shape that will have staying power. So this is a milestone energy. If that makes sense to you, this could be a new way to make money, an inheritance, a job, a very strong relationship that you know has tentacles into your future, the start of a family, the start of something like that here. You do have the Four of Swords coming in reverse, and the Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra energy. And this could be where you go from being very silent and not saying much and not taking action to doing the opposite, because that is in reverse. It's sort of the mantra, I am no longer silent. Now you're going to have to listen to what I think, or I'm going to take action now because I can. Maybe the Pentacles are giving you the push to take action in some way, but you are taking action. The four of Swords in reverse is an action card, right? And it usually stems from inaction. But you do have here one of your cards here. You have strength, and this is a great Leo card, especially for this spread. Your card, it's full power. It's true Leo strength at its finest. You're stepping into your power here in some way. It's a power position. Really like that for you. That's really nice. So definitely look out for messages. I don't know whether you're going to get a sixth sense about something that someone tells you, whether you're going to be asleep and have a dream and get a message. There's going to be messages coming to you here, Leo. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Uranus energy, and that is Aquarius energy. And it can be unexpected change, but it also can be opportunity, right? It could be sort of like a release, a freedom. It could be a rebellion, right? You could be rebelling against something, because Uranus, look it up on the internet, very rebellious energy. You also have 2 number 9s here, and that means you're almost done. 10 is the finish line. So you're at a 9, right? Completion is near, okay? Love that. So now that we've summarized that, let's move on to your overview. Start here. You have prosperity. And man, does that go with that 10 of Pentacles energy? It says help remove, it says when you live your life seeking love, joy, happiness, prosperity will follow. Keep on, you're on the right path. Definitely, definitely, definitely. It's gain a new level of prosperity, abundance, and wealth. Like I said, that 10 of Pentacles energy, for many of you, this could be a goal, some sort of money thing. It's a money thing for many of you. For others of you, it's a milestone that leads to more security and stability down the road here. You have Venus. And, you know, we all know Venus is love for sure. It's beauty, it's love, but it's also money, 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 right? So there you go. You have both here on the table, no doubt. You have Earth energy, and this is number 26 in this deck. So, you know, Spirit is either telling you to become more grounded this month, or perhaps you're naturally going to do that. This also could represent the time of Virgo, which is occurring in August. I believe it's the 23rd, begins Virgo season. So towards the end of the month, you start to feel very grounded, right? You have Quinte, sweet paradox of empowering grace. What a beauty. And there's the hummingbird. And that's what that means in, I believe it's Navajo, right? That means, actually, the translation is a word for hummingbird, right? And the hummingbird in general, as a totem, it represents Gemini. It also represents the year of the dragon. It is multifaceted human existence, right? This is someone who is very dynamic, is good at many things, not just one thing. It's very difficult to pin down to one job because they have interest in more than one thing. Dynamic in that way, right? This is someone who can attract fame. More than one career, someone who could be on the stubborn side, someone who enjoys having discussions and talking. So there's that beautiful energy. You have the Jug and the younger woman here. Now, it says dealings or relationships with a younger woman. So there could be a younger woman here in your life this month that's very meaningful. You know, the possibilities are endless. Yes, it could be a love relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be somebody that you meet at work, somebody that leads you to a goal, but there is a younger woman that's very important in this energy, and you have jug. And the jug, basically the symbolism of a jug in general is resilience, right? And it's also resistance. It's that rebellious energy we talked about so it's resilience and resistance, right? You have the younger woman, and on this side you have something called, let's see, deep freeze, and this is number 26 here. And the deep freeze. Wow, what's interesting is you have the number 26 here, and you have the number 26 here, and that breaks down to a number 8. Let's keep that under our hats, okay? But you have deep freeze, and in this deck, deep freeze is it's a pause, right? What happens in the winter? Oh, wow, look, there's a lion. Look at that. Interesting, huh? There's a lion that's frozen. So it could be a sort of pause. This could be a pause for self-care. This could be a pause to figure out what it is you're doing next. Of course, my camera is a little out of focus. Hopefully that'll clear up. Yeah, I don't know what it is with this camera. The camera's actually fine. It is not, I think it's just the cards. The fact that I have all these different cards always. There you go. So you have this deep freeze card, this pause. You could be freezing someone out. You could be feeling rather cold towards someone. That's possible as well, because there is a definite lion here. Someone could look at you as if you're a piece of ice. Someone could be freezing you out, right? You are the frozen lion, and in some cases, maybe someone is doing that to you. Someone's freezing you out. Someone's leaving you out in the cold. Someone's giving you the cold shoulder, the silent treatment, all that crap. You do have the seed, and I really love this card. This is a really beautiful card. I mean, with really nice energy. This is number 66. It is the beginning of something, the origin, the seed. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It's like if the edge of growth was here, you're bumping up against it. And just like a pearl, right, that forms from grit. This time is going to prove very valuable for your growth. Absolutely valuable here, Leo. You have Sinmara, and this is the card of the nightmare. So that's interesting. You may find that you have nightmares this month, or at least one of you that might be true. So you have the card of the nightmare. This is my Norse deck, and it could just boil down to a worry that may plague you in some way. There is a worry here. There's a sort of, this could be a waking nightmare. Somebody could be freezing you out, causing you. What nightmare could be figurative, where you just, my God, this every day is a nightmare with this person or with this group of people or at this job. Could be that way too, okay? But there is something going on here that's making you a little uncomfortable. But like we said in this card, that uncomfortableness is going to propel you and push you into a growth cycle. You have immortality here, and this is a phoenix rising from the ashes. So you're rising up from something. It says resurrection, sublimation, infinity. And, when I see this card, basically, I do think of the sign of Scorpio and the planet Pluto, that death and rebirth energy. You also have here distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. Interesting. I like that. So you have, this is number 15 in this deck. You may have been, this could be, for at least some of you, you may have been avoiding an unpleasant truth, an unpleasant situation, an unpleasant reality, right? And it kind of goes with this nightmare card, but it's time to face it, right? It's time to face it. Conscious desire, things that we consciously think we want. Sometimes it is so superficial that it's so fleeting that it doesn't really feed us inside, right? Which is why we keep wanting more and more and more. And we just don't, it doesn't work the way we think it's going to work. There is something that is inside you here, Leo, that is wanting in. And right now you're in a phase where you're not pursuing that thing that you were meant to do. And it's fine. We can't be doing that at every moment of our life, but this is sort of a bookmark, and you're going to come back to that at some point. You are. I really do. But for others of you, there is some sort of uncomfortable energy with the frozen lion, the nightmare, the dark sky here. But you're rising from this, and you are your life right now is a seed, and it is going to blossom. You have the star card here. I mean, the star ruin here. This is one of the witch's ruins, and this does represent the card. I keep saying card, the sign of Aquarius, right? It is the star. It is an internal compass that it could be a blessing, but this is an internal compass and navigation through hard times. You're going to navigate this. You're going to be okay. You have the letters V, S, and X. One of these or all of these by the end of the month are going to mean something to you. This could be someone's initials. This could be a street, could be an airport, could be a city, could be a company, a hospital. I mean, it just endless possibilities, right? Somebody did tell me once that it was part of someone's email address. So, just keep an open mind when it comes to this stuff here, Leo. Here at the bottom, like I always tell you, your month has been cut into thirds. And yes, I'm going to go leg by leg, but the last leg could come first. The first leg can come last. It is not a science. So it's going to be different for each Leo. With that said, you do have Uranus here again. Remember we talked about the Uranus energy here? And here it is. Again, freedom, leap, Uranus, opportunities. It is a pure Aquarius energy yet again in your reading. You could have Aquarius highly aspected in your chart. If you do, let me tell you something. The Pluto crap that is going on in Aquarius, look it up. I'm sure you have heard about it. If you haven't, I invite you to Google it. It is sort of changing the landscape of our lives as Aquarians. And this could be sun, moon, rising, or stellium, okay? Yeah, it is changing. It is forced change. If you're experiencing something in your life that you refuse to look at or that you refuse to deal with, Pluto's going to force you to deal with it and look at it. But just like this card says, this is a seed. It is a necessary thing. It is a crossroads energy. It's a rite of passage, okay? Now, first card out, you have the Six of Swords, Mercury and Aquarius energy. And these are double-sided cards. And what's interesting is you see how different this side is from this side? Do you see that this person is holding a cup in this particular picture? In this depiction, on this particular side, okay, you are moving forward, right? When you get into this boat, that backwards is not an option anymore. It is not an option. And you realize that either when you get in the boat or after you get in the boat, and that chalice that you're holding is seen only on this side, right? And it represents love. Your heart's desire is in that chalice, right? Hold these close, right? Your journey will be successful as long as you follow your heart. Okay? You do have, and to have this point home, man, you have the 10 of Cups, more Cups energy. And the 9 of Cups, as you know, in pretty much every deck is the wish card. It's a wish being granted. And in this particular deck, you have the 9 chalices from the previous card, plus a 1 for good measure. And if you look at the cups, you see the sun reflected in each and every cup. And that sun, that's how the sun is your card. For a Leo reading, this is perfect, right? It's the most positive card in the deck. It is your card. And this is definitely a milestone you're reaching in some way here, Leo. And you also have the Two of Swords on this side, right? Different energy. Look at that storm, right? Look at on this side. Look how calm it is. So you have here Venus in Libra energy, the Two of Swords. Through mental discipline, this person has tuned out conflict around them, problems around them. That storm on the other side, or whatever turbulence is present in your environment, Leo, you remain on target and calm. I don't know whether this is energy you're slipping into, but it is going to be a very freeing energy with this freedom Uranus energy here. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Mars energy, right? And that's your fellow fire sign, Aries, right? That's their ruling planet. Confidence, optimism, drive, definitely drive. Here on leg 2, you have air energy, and this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have a lot of air energy in this reading, for sure. You have the Four of Swords. And this side of the Four of Swords is so different, isn't it? Right? There is like chaos around the sky. You look out the window, things are burning down, things are freaking out, everything is, but he's still chill. He's still chill. This is sort of, I always say, not my circus, not my monkeys card, right? Much like that Two of Swords energy that we talked about up here, from that first leg, right? You have acquired, procured, or perhaps perfected the ability to understand that certain things that are going on are not your fault and not your problem. And I like that. That needs to rub off on me. Okay. Here in your center card, and we always say your center card is so important. You have more cups energy here with the Three of Cups. And I love this because both sides of this are great, but this is different, right? This is the card of harvest, celebration, but it's also the card of gratitude, right? Do you see how this person is giving thanks to a deity that helped her, or giving thanks to a deity in general? It's just like that deity in your, and all the things I mentioned. Could be God, could be your angels, could be your ancestors, could be the universe, showing gratitude in general. But there is a spiritual component to this. Okay, being grateful raises your vibration, and showing respect, and it could be an awakening to all the great things that are happening, and it brings you to this moment. There are great things happening, but there is some crap going on too. I mean, God, you saw it over here, right? But you also saw over here, well, there's something else going on that's really positive. Now you have here the King of Cups, right? The King of Cups is in reverse. The King of Cups in this deck is Sun in Pisces. Sometimes he can be Sun in Scorpio. All right. There is, listen, I don't know. I mean, I am jumping ahead a little bit here. I mean, all right. So this could be one of two things. This could be you turning your back on something very emotional, letting go. I mean, listen, letting go. Not my circus, not my monkeys. It's on an emotional level, right? This could be someone else in your life. Like I said, someone freezing you out. It's very manipulative energy, right? Because it's somebody's turning their back on you in an emotional way, if that's them. Could be, for sure. Yeah. We'll get back to that because I do want to read this too. But we have, when we add this up, right, and we break it down, we get Neptune energy, and that's Piscean energy. And that Piscean energy, that Neptune energy is very, very, it's moon energy. It's very unclear. It's manipulative. It could be illusionary, right? It could be a disillusionment of you thinking one way of a situation, person, place, or thing, and being let down to the point where you're disillusioned, right? It could very well be that way, right? But it also could be a higher octave of Venus, and Venus energy is up here, and Venus energy is all, at least in this reading, I really think mostly it's about your goals and your money. So there could be many things going on here, but keep all that in mind as we move on to this next leg. Now here you have home and family. Okay, so there is something to do with your home, your family. That does say commitment. It could be a commitment that you made, but here you have first card up, Knight of Wands, but it's this side different, right? Moving into a storm, Jupiter and Leo energy, facing something head on. It's almost stubborn bravery here, Leo. It's like you're right. You're not giving up. You're not backing down. As a matter of fact, you're walking into the storm, at least on this leg. Okay, maybe it's all this crappy energy that you're just saying, fuck it, I'm going into the storm. I'm going to face it. You do have here the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is Mars and Leo energy. This could be something that you're receiving in regards to family, but it's not and I'm just going by this deck. Do you see how he's standing on a stone? He's elevated. It looks like he's won on some level, but he's not really elevated all that much, right? So you could be receiving something that's something. It is something, but it's not what you hoped for. And it's regarding family. It's not what you hoped for. It's not exactly the elevation that you were hoping for, but it is something, right? It's a start. It's a start. I guess that's what I want to say. The Seven of Wands could very well be determined energy as well. You do have here, now this is what I was talking about. You have the King of Cups in reverse, right? But you also have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And when I say reverse, it's this side. All right, these cards they don't we don't take them in reverse. But you have the Queen of Swords up here, and you have the Queen of Swords here. And this is like, I don't know. Like when I see this card, it's Saturn and Libra energy, but look at the ice behind this woman. So it could doesn't have to be a woman. It could be any kind of energy. But do you see how they're side by side? Male and female, backs to us. One, I mean, one's very emotionally sort of manipulative, could be male or female. The other one's sort of cold piece of ice. And honestly, they go from this sensible attitude to this non-sensible attitude, right? They have their backs to us. And this column 2 is Neptune energy. That same energy as we had on leg 2, we have on leg 3. Look at this. We see 2 backs, we have the same energy, that disillusionment, right? And this is very family oriented, or it's some sort of commitment, right? Could be a work family, definitely could be, but it's some sort of commitment, and it's very, I want to say it's disappointing, because even that, we see backs, but there's something else going on here that's so freaking great, man. The 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups. I mean, really good cards mixed with this other weird energy. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's weird. Now look at your challenges. You do have somebody watching, spying, inspecting. Somebody is watching you, all right? I don't mean to get you paranoid. It doesn't have to be a paranoia thing. It doesn't mean someone's hacking into your email. It just could be someone's watching you, keep an eye on you, where you go, what you do. Perhaps it's the work you're doing. Perhaps it's the places you are. I don't know. It could, it's going to be different for each Leo. But there is some sort of challenge here in that regard. You do have here the 5, and this doesn't surprise me. You have the 5 of Wands in your challenge, right? Saturn and Leo energy. Conflict. It could be internal conflict that you're going through. It could be external conflict. Literally could be both. Don't forget, this isn't your whole month. This is a challenge that you will face this month, okay? You also have the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles is a lot like this card. It's a lot like this card, right? Look at these people. These 2 are being frozen. They're being abandoned. They're being left out in the cold. There is someone that could be giving you the silent treatment. There is someone that could be freezing you out. You have the 5 of Pentacles here, right? Out in the cold type energy. And here you have the Ace of Swords again, right? You have, where is it? You had the air energy here, right? So you have the Ace of Swords. You have the Sword of Truth. The Sword of Truth. The truth is going to be a challenge. Now, it's either going to be a challenge to find out the truth, or it's going to be a challenge to face the truth, or it's going to be a challenge to get the truth out of someone or something, all right? But you have that clarity that's coming, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. When we add this up and we break it down, we get that number 11, that cardinal number, right? That bridging number. What did I say? That going from one part of your life to another, challenging. Okay, you have 2 number 5s. 5s are always conflict and change. So keep that in mind here, Leo. But let's move on to your opportunities. You have reflection and loss. Interesting. So there is something you're reflecting on. Oh, it says rejection. Excuse me. Rejection and loss. You could be rejecting something, but there is some sort of loss indicated. But I have to tell you, the loss that you're experiencing is an opportunity perhaps for growth. Remember when I said you're butting up against the growth plate? You're butting up against the time where it's going to be friction, but it's at the end of the day, it is what you need. It is unfortunately a rite of passage. That's what it is. It's an opportunity. And to drive this point home, you have the 10 of Wands, which is Jupiter in Sagittarius. It's stress, but this stress is good stress, right? We talk about this card a lot, and sometimes the 10 of Wands could just be stress for the hell of it, and that kind of sucks. But sometimes the 10 of Wands comes with stress because you're getting shit done. You're getting shit done. You have goals on the table. You have shit on the table. You have everything coming together. You also have conflict. But all this stress is leading to something positive. There are some people, and I'm one of them, who have been under stress for no good reason, right? And that's the worst kind. It's like, my God, will this ever end, right? You don't see light at the end of the tunnel. But I have to tell you, whatever stress you're going to be, this is an opportunity. It is in your opportunities column. You also have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, right? And the Wheel of Fortune in your opportunities column is sort of the end. It is Jupiter energy. It's fixed energy, and you are a fixed sign, Leo. So it is the end of an existing pattern. So there was a pattern in your life, for better or for worse, right? But there was some sort of pattern, someplace, something that you always did, always followed, but there was a breaking of that pattern as an opportunity. And here you have the Six of Cups again. The Six of Cups came out another time. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. It's somewhere in here. But you have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is it is Sun and Scorpio energy. It is your childhood, the past, right? It is revisiting the past. It is building a future for yourself. Letting go of the past could be, but there is an opportunity to revisit the past in some way, to break a pattern here, to break cross that crossroads energy. It might be a stressful thing, but there is a loss involved here of something. And it could simply be that part of your life is now over. And now this new part is starting, right? And there is a sense of loss to that. But what's interesting here is that when we add this up and we break it down, we get Saturn, right? We get the Saturn energy, and that Saturn energy is Capricorn, Aquarius energy. It's self-control, the ability to overcome things, discipline, protecting what is important to you. It is karma. The right of it. It is definitely something that's supposed to happen. Now, what's interesting is that we add this up and we add it up. It is number 26. And you got number 26 up here a couple of times. So the 26 breaks down to a number 8, which is Saturn, right? So 26/8 is important somehow in this particular time for you here, Leo. All right, let's pull a card to close it out, and then we'll do your numerology real quick to tie everything together. For Leo, August 2025, you have the Hanged Man, more Piscean energy. It says off with their heads, sacrifice, release, a release, right? A release. It also says martyrdom. So there could be someone around you that's a real martyr, right? But there is something that you're going to have to sacrifice. Yeah, I mean, it is some sort of a loss, but you can't view it that way. You have to view it more as a rite of passage. Now, we add all the numbers up in this reading. It's very interesting, your numerology this month, because normally there are solid things that tie together a reading 99.9% of the time. You had so many things come up that there wasn't one thing that stood out, at least for most of it. But your total here is number 9, and that is that Mars, Aries energy. Mars could be war. Mars could be confidence. Mars could be, ambition, pushing forward. It's that fiery Mars energy. I consider Aries the father of the fire signs. So there's that. There was no one number that stood out because there were so many that were equal, right? So that's interesting in and of itself. Also, the planets, not one stood out because so many were neck and neck. As far as signs go, you have Libra and Aquarius, all right? Libra is justice, could be. Libra is also Venus energy, right? Your love life and your goals and your money. You have that Aquarius energy, which is Saturn. We talked about Saturn, right? And Uranus, right? That freedom, that opportunity, Saturn, discipline. The signs that we talked about in its entirety, Capricorn, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Gemini, Aries, Taurus, Pisces, Aquarius, Leo, Libra, Virgo, and Cancer. Wow. Very interesting reading here, Leo. I have to tell you, especially, and I'm going to say it again, I usually don't push this, you know that, but I'm going to kind of tell you to go back and listen to that, at least August in your summer reading, okay? I wish you nothing but the best. Watch out for your birthday reading. It's coming out this month, okay? 3 blessings coming to Leo between 2025 and 2026. Namaste.